In the previous video, we saw that great librarians are leaders in helping their communities to understand and articulate and pursue their community's aspirations. Let's look at the value system that sustains them over time. Librarianship has classic, deep values that underpin all our services and our plans for the future. As this poster reminds us, librarians have been serving since 2600 BC. We've been around a long time. We still stand for something, and we have to advocate to preserve and protect core values in a rapidly changing world. The values are the why of libraries. Unlike our services, which change in response to changing needs and changing opportunities, technologies, and so on, these values are timeless. In talking about these values, I will draw on the work of two towering colleagues who have articulated the values of librarianship with great eloquence and power. Michael Gorman, now a retired university librarian and a former president of the American Library Association, spoke and wrote passionately about these core beliefs. His book, called Our Enduring Values, identifies 8 foundational beliefs. First, intellectual freedom. We stand up for free expression of thought and the human right to access the unpopular and the unconventional, and to access materials we ourselves might not like or might not choose. Privacy. We seek to protect the privacy of people's access to and interaction with information resources in a world in which we're told that privacy is dead and we seem to be inundated by elaborate electronic surveillance programs. Literacy. We're advocates for literacy as the gateway to understanding and to deep learning. Rationalism. We're committed to supporting and making decisions based on evidence and reason. Stewardship. Now, Gorman asserts that this value is unique to librarianship. We are not just providers of services and materials, but actually stewards of the human record for future generations. Equity. In a world, again, in which everything seems to be a commodity with a price, and we are told we are, quote, customers of our governments, libraries and librarians stand for equity of access to ideas. Democracy is also a foundational value because access to good libraries informs and empowers the electorate in a democratic system. And finally, service. Gorman says that service is in the DNA of librarianship, that we bring to bear a fundamental combination of knowledge and empathy and dedication in a service context in a materialistic age. David Lankus of the University of Syracuse iSchool, another passionate and engaging speaker and writer, has actually mapped out a new framework for transformational librarianship rooted in its core mission and values in this highly participatory age. His award-winning book, The Atlas of New Librarianship, also emphasizes ethical foundations. Lankus believes that it is an ethical imperative in this highly participatory society, in which members are creators and not just consumers, to make our library systems more participatory. That's quite different, isn't it, from simply creating systems and services for them to use. Lankus prefers the term library member to library user or customer or patron, because members are ethically the co-owners of libraries. His atlas takes the scope of librarianship and its ethical imperatives well past publications and information services. His ethic of activism bonds the librarian to the improvement of society, to personal and community development through knowledge creation. Lankus stresses that great libraries and librarians look at communities in terms of recognizing and leveraging their assets and achieving their aspirations, not in terms of first identifying their deficiencies and gaps. That is, we work from a positive and constructive perspective. Here's an example of working through that positive perspective on communities. Recently, the American Library Association has begun working with the Harwood Institute. This is an initiative funded by the Institute of Museum and Library Services called The Promise of Libraries Transforming Communities. It is rooted in the role of libraries as change agents in various kinds of communities. To achieve this, the libraries have to be focused outward toward the community. In this way of working, librarians convene community conversations that result in the identification of common ground, initiating locally led change, and the rebuilding of trust and confidence within the community. This example is simply one powerful indicator of a values-driven and community-responsive approach to librarianship. We do indeed stand for something. In our next video, we'll look at the current environment of libraries and why the values of librarianship really do matter locally.